Yo, Hegassen here, and this is my One Piece manga review for chapter 935. Very hyped chapter after the 2 week break, and the fact that it's obviously got Queen in the title. You know, I was really looking forward to this one. Very quick disclaimer, it is really windy outside. Monkey D. Dragon is up to something. I don't know if it's coming through in the audio, but I can't do anything about it. We'll just have to crack on. So let's get into it. So we start off the chapter with another fan request cover picture, of this time of Smoker, which is, it's always good to see Smoker. It's quite a cute one with mice putting out the smoke from his cigarette because they thought it was an actual fire. But I'll be honest, I'm kind of, I'm ready, you know, I'm ready for a cover story now. Give me Katakuri, back on Whole Cake Island, you know, Germa, Peckham's, give me some answers there, maybe even Prometheus. You know, where is he? Obviously, we haven't seen him in Wano yet. Is he back on Whole Cake with Katakuri? Surely Big Mum's got to leave some kind of representative there. That's what I want to see. So, cover page, let's get into the story. So we start off this week in the Udon prison with Luffy and all of the headliners. We don't see Alpaca Man this week, but we do start off with one that isn't a complete abomination, Solitaire. Very cool. Looks like a monkey, but is actually a monkey smile user. Obviously based on the spider monkey. I said in my live reaction that she actually kind of reminded me of Tararan from the Thriller Bark Pirates. It's that same kind of play on the word spider monkey, so the multiple arms, the tail. Very good, very cool design. Hopefully we see a lot more of her, and hopefully she's not one-shotted like Daifugu, the scorpion guy that we saw last week. It is this week confirmed that he is a scorpion. Obviously we could tell by on his head. Don't know what that plays for Queen, as a lot of people are still thinking that Queen could be a scorpion, devil fruit user. Probably an ancient one, a lot of people are thinking. But we also see Old Maid, who is confirmed to be an elephant smile user, and we see his head this week. Really cool how his trunk, the elephant trunk, is kind of like a machine gun. He used to fire out like, almost like bogey launchers, like the guy from Little Garden. Now he is a elephant smile user, which obviously confirms the fact that you can have zones and smiles of the same thing. I mean, we already saw it with the horse earlier on. Now we get another one with the elephant, which is the same as Frankfried. The sword, which was also an elephant user, so that's pretty cool. We also get a crab smile user, which really made me laugh, where the fact that the keys were stolen, which we'll get to in a little bit, and he said the fact that the keys were able to get stolen because he can only go sideways like a crab. But what is interesting about the fact that there's a crab smile user is, unless he's a coconut crab, crabs live in water. So just like the axolotl model fruit, we got another aquatic animal as this time a smile. But if there's a smile, there's a high chance that there's a zone related to it. So somewhere out there is a crab zone, which is another aquatic creature, which is quite interesting. And then, like I say, with the key, we get into Raizo, who's stolen the key, and he's running around shouting about it. Not very ninja-like. It was also confirmed that he is a member of the Red Scabbard, which a lot of people were unsure about. Obviously, he's a ninja, and we weren't sure whether or not the Red Scabbards are all going to be samurai, or all going to be sword users, but it is confirmed in this chapter that he's a Red Scabbard and a ninja. So then we get Queen in the full, Queen the Plague, or as he should be known now, Queen the Party, because what we see in this chapter is this guy likes to dance around. Really reminded me of Frankie when we first encountered Frankie back with the Square Sisters. Really played more for comedy, which I wasn't really expecting. I thought Queen was going to be quite serious, especially that first time that we saw him, where he was scolding Jack. Oh, and we also find out that the metal arm they had is actually his own. Don't know whether or not that is related to the fact that he could potentially have taken it off of Eustace Kid, or is it his own? Not sure, but it is confirmed that he has a metal arm. And yeah, like I say, he likes to party. Don't see anything about his devil fruit. But from what we do see, he looks really fun, and I know a lot of people want him to fight Sanji, but I really want Senior Pink Round 2, Frankie versus Queen, dance-off battle. Let's do this, Oda. We then cut back to Ibisu Town, but this time we got Toneyashi, but Zoro's gone. Someone has stolen his swords, or one of his swords at least. We don't know which one. We don't know where he's gone. Hopefully this is gonna now start to tie into something with Zoro's backstory that was hinted at in the last chapter. But instead in Ibisu Town we've got Law, Frankie and Usopp. They're meeting Toneyasu for the first time. They have no idea what's going on with Toneyasu, and he's laughing and why everything's happy. But yeah, they're there. So they've just missed each other again. It doesn't seem like Zoro's ever going to bump into anyone other than Luffy this arc. And not only is Zoro gone missing, but Sanji's gone missing as well. And I think we all know where he's gone, because straight after that Ibisu Town, we turn the next page and... Praise Oda! It was worth the 2-week break. Even without Quinn and his devil fruit powers, we get the bathhouse scene that they were talking about last week. And oh man, I can't wait for the anime to get into this one. I can't wait for the anime to get into the Queen introductions, and I can't wait for the anime to get into this. But it wasn't just the fan service scene. We also get a lot of information from Shinobu about Higoro the Flower, the older Kuzu boss, who we now know is the old man Hyo from the Udon prison with Luffy. He's definitely changed a lot in the years. He's done that classic Oda thing where he was once a big, ripped guy, and now he's a small, tiny old man. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a big influence, because Shinobu was talking in this scene about how it's going to be a struggle to get the 5,000 followers. Cut back to Udon prison, we got Old Man Hyo, we've got all of the prisoners there. I'm thinking maybe we're going to get Impel Down version 2. This time no Captain Buggy, Captain Luffy, or maybe Captain Karabu, because we know he's there as well. And I think it's very clear now that Hyo is going to be responsible for getting lots of supporters, mainly the prisoners, now that the prisoners know that Hyo is the older Kuzu boss, and when they escape, that's what Luffy's going to bring. But we cut back to the bathhouse. I forgot to mention it's a unisex bathhouse, so there were just guys all in the background gawking out over Nami and Robin. It's so funny, just every single panel there's somebody in the background with love heart eyes, passed out on the floor. You know, Sanji didn't even need these raids, so he could have just turned up there. I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to retire in WANO at the end of this. But we get a scene where they... after they're in the hot spring, they go in a room with the octopuses, octopi, in the room with the octopi, and the octopi are giving them massages. It's the same one that Luffy encountered at the beginning of the arc. Now, nice scene, pretty funny, pretty cute, but if you know anything about Japanese folklore, then you'll know that those octopi are actually based... Is it octopi? It is octopi, isn't it? You find that those octopi are based on something called the Dream of the Fisherman's Wife. Now, look it up at your own discretion, because definitely hentai. And then we cut back to Raizo on the last page, and he's by that cage. The cage from all those chapters ago that everyone was speculating about, the lurking legend. At first I thought it was Karibo. Then maybe I thought it was Odin. A lot of people online were thinking that it was going to be someone from Roger's crew, or someone that we've met before in the past. But no, we find out that it is in fact one of the missing samurai, Kawamatsu. Now, slightly disappointed there, because obviously a lot of people were, including myself, building up to be a really big character. Instead it's one that we've never seen before. What's interesting is the fact as to why Oda was hiding this person's appearance, obviously not only for building up suspense, but also potentially, as there's a lot of theories now going around, that Kawamatsu might actually be another mink that came over with Nekomamushi and Inuarashi, and that this mink is actually an otter mink. Now, the reason why a lot of people are thinking this is obviously we got the fish bones, and we got some hints from quite earlier on in Wano, but we also got the name Kawamatsu, which relates to an old Japanese folklore tale about otters, which are called, just check my notes, Kawauso. They're known as Kawauso in Japanese folklore, which are these shape-shifting otters. They often take a human form and wear those kind of samurai-style hats that we've seen quite a lot in Wano, including one of the yet unidentified samurai has always been shown wearing that big hat. High chance, because we haven't seen one like that yet, it could be Kawamatsu. Now, if that turns out to be true, Oda, please, otter, samurai, give me a shell sword. I want Oshawott. Give me some of this. Give me some of that. That'll be so cool. Solid chapter. Definitely worth the 2-week break for the bathhouse scene alone. I'm gonna give this. I need to think of a rating system. I haven't even come up with a rating system. Out of 5, that's boring. I'm gonna give this a blue loot tier. Yeah, this is a blue loot tier chapter. You know, some good reveals, not a lot of action. Bathhouse scene was good, but you know, again, it skipped Zoro just disappearing. We didn't see Queen's devil fruit, even though the title was called Queen. But we did get that reveal that the person in the cage was in fact a samurai. Otter Mink, hopefully, give me some Oshawott. No break next week. I can't wait. It's been Hegassen. See you next time. Every time I forget, rate the video, subscribe. Every time, I've only done 2. Rate the video, subscribe, all that jazz. I'm gonna get better. I don't even know where to look at the camera. See you next time. I hope. Why did I say that?